right, something I've been waiting for, and it's finally here. This is ToyWorld's SHINEBUG TW-T05. Now, if you remember, we left off in this series with TW-T03, which was Chase. Was it Trace? I'm trying to remember. I think Trace was the ToyWorld name. Chase is his name originally. TW-T04 is Expressway, their version of Freeway. And for some reason, they skipped over him. I don't know if they went back to fix something on the mold or whatever. Thankfully, because they did that, they did not then delay SHINEBUG and Sideload, both of which we have here tonight. We're going to be focusing on SHINEBUG here, basically their version of the Throttlebots, and in this case, it's Goldbug. I mean, you can see he is a little gold coupe. So very nice gold detailing. He does kind of have that swirly gold plastic, but it doesn't seem to be the kind that will suffer from GPS. But it's a nice little gold coupe. You can see he's kind of wee. He's a little smaller than the other cars. But because of that, he comes in a bigger box, though. You'll see here. Big flat box with just a window for him in vehicle mode. The previous boxes cut off about halfway, about right here. They were just small and held the cars. That's because he comes with several of the combiner bits. He comes with the waist plate here, which has some flaps to allow the legs to move, which will clip onto the front. He comes with both of the fists, which are nice. You can see they're individually articulated at each knuckle. So some nice little fists there. Both of the feet. And one of I'll show off the feet. They've got the ankle tilt. And you can hear those nice. They're not hard to move. I don't feel anything, but you feel they have a nice, good, solid ratchet in there, which is nice. And also, partly to facilitate, I'm sure, adding the vehicles onto here and sliding them on. But you can see there's a lot of good range of posability here in both the ankle and the toe. So again, with some good, strong ratchets. So you should get a lot of posability out of these. Both the feet. And you can see the connectors are different. So if you want to use since grind rod's hard to find, if you want to use two Auroras as the leg, you would need two sets of SHINEBUG to get the two proper feet for him. And of course, he comes with the rifle. And you can see there's a peg here for a standard size character to hold the rifle, which would look ludicrous on SHINEBUG. You can see the rifle is bigger and longer than he is at any rate. But there is a handle that folds down here that allows the combined mode to hold this rifle as well. So it's nice that they gave him the option of being held by a smaller character when this rifle is clearly intended for the larger combined robot. Before we get into the transformation, I will say we're not going to see the combined robot tonight. I have 5 of the 6. I have all the parts to make the combined robot. I have not put him in the combined robot mode yet, mostly because I'm waiting for Expressway to come out. I really want that first time to put them all together to be complete. We'll see. I may fail on that. I may end up putting him together just to see, just to get an idea of how big he is. But I am desperately trying to not do that until Expressway shows up, because I really want to show that off. If I show it off, I want to show it off complete, you know. But yeah, so here's SHINEBUG, and he's got his little weapon stored under here. But he's nice and compact. There's not a whole lot of obvious robot bits underneath it. You can see his thighs and his shoulders up here, but it's not obviously, hey, that's a robot under there, which is cool. You pull his weapon off, and you see it's just a little pistol. Comes off just like that. And then to transform him into robot mode, you come back here and you lift this with this canopy up. And you don't want to try to flip it up or anything. You lift it up. You can see it's on a post right there. So you lift it up and just rotate it around back here. And this will give you access to the doors. Now this window here is going to come down with the door. You're going to flip them down here like this, but you don't want to grab here at the window. It's a thin translucent piece of plastic with a metal pin down here. So you don't want to try to pry it off from here because you don't want to risk snapping that window. But once you've got this canopy down, you can kind of push the window a little bit and get your thumb right here and kind of pry that door out. And it's not just the door. You can see this angled piece right here. This is where the piece splits. So you want to kind of come up here in the front, and it does take a little bit of prying to get this off at the first point. It's hinged up and it's pegged in. Also, I wouldn't use the rear view mirror as a point of leverage. It's pretty sturdy, but it is a thin piece of plastic there. You don't want to risk breaking it. So like right here at the back and right here at the front, you just want to kind of pry until it comes loose. And it does take a decent amount of force to get it to go. I imagine that's something that will fix itself over time. But like I said, you don't want to risk snapping anything. Come on off. There we go. You can see there's where the windshield connects. So you don't want to risk snapping that. So when you fold that down, then fold the window, not the windshield, the window down there like that. So just bring those down like that, and same on this side. There we go. That one was a little easier. And flip the window in. And then lift this, lift the whole windshield and the front canopy of the car. And again, because of the clear plastic, it has a much sturdier hinge here, but it's a little easier if you come up here under the front bumper and lift it, slide the bumper down, and then lift these panels up here off of the wheels, and then just lift that panel up like that. And then the legs, you can see here's the thighs are kind of folded up into the lower legs, so you just extend this out. You can see those hinges come up to extend the legs. These panels right here, this blue piece right here folds in, so this piece folds around and collapses onto the back of the leg like that. And you can go ahead and split the legs as well. And again, flip this around like this, and then that blue hinge, flip it around so that sits on the back of the leg. Fold the foot up, flip out his heels here. And then the front here, which we slid down to help get it off, you slide the toes down. And his legs, at this point, his legs are done. You can extend them a little bit, make sure that hinge comes all the way up. But there's the whole lower half of the robot done. You come up here, keep this up like this. You can go ahead, lift this panel up like that. And there's a hinge here and a hinge here. These little panels kind of, just use that hinge. They don't go far, but they just use that hinge enough, kind of lift them up. You can see on this pin right here, you lift them up and slide them in to the middle like that. And that's how they slide. They kind of slide in behind that middle panel and then fold up over the windshield. And we'll leave that alone for right now. And come back here, and you want to get this piece right here out. Kind of flip it out like that. This is going to be what his forearm forms. These panels right here on the side flip out. This one on this side is a little loose, but nothing major. Flip those out like that. And then fold the whole shoulder on this hinge right here out and flip it up and rotate it down like that. Same on that side. Lift it up, rotate it down like that. Bring the arm down. And the forearm here, here's his fist. He's got a closed fist on one side and an open hand on the other. But you flip the fist out. And then again, this piece right here, there's a hinge right there. You can see this blue hinge right here. This piece actually comes up and forms the forearm. So you lift it kind of around there, down on that hinge, and then plug it in up on the top of the forearm, at which point you can take this wheel here and flip it up into form the inner forearm right there. There we go, just like that. See how it rotates around and kind of fills in the forearm there. And rotate his shoulder there. And same on this side. Again, flip out the fist. In this case, you can see it's the open hand here. This piece comes out and up, forms the forearm. This piece rotates around. I'll bring this down. Rotate that all the way in and into the forearm. You can see it all coming together here. Rotate him here at the waist, like that. And then you lift this, you flip this piece down and into the body like that. Fold these pieces into the side here, or at least out of the way. Bring it so there we go. So that's like that, folded in like that. Open up this panel right here, and then you can see his robot mode head right in there. Flip it out, fold this back up. Rotate this, or actually rotate it down like that, and just plug it back in where it was before. These pieces can kind of rotate in. How did I have these earlier? Kind of rotate them in to sit in inside the body there. Yeah, come on. Just like that. Hopefully lift them up a little bit. Oh, there we go. Lift them up like that. You can see that hinge rotates up so they kind of sit on the back like that. Over his shoulders. And this piece, this is where it gets tricky. This piece should snap. This piece right over here should go right in between these two things. It's a little tight, so you do have to kind of snap that into place. You may have to kind of wiggle it a little bit. but this piece will snap right up into there. Actually, before we do that, I forgot. This piece right here flips out. Inside the windshield here, this blue piece. Come on. Here we'll do it this way. We'll come around this way, push it up a little bit. Flip this blue piece out and over the windshield, then push this up onto here. Come on, clip on. There we go. Clip that up like that. And then when this piece folds up, and then this blue piece you can see clips into the middle of it. Just like that. To form his chest. And he bring his arms down. And there is SHINEBUG in robot mode. And he can hold his pistol. I love this guy. I think this is one of the ones, ever since they realized that they were doing the throttle bots, I was like, oh, that means a Goldbug's coming. And like I said, this piece is a little wobbly. The pin here is just not pushed in as far. It's not broken. It didn't come loose while I was playing with it. It hasn't loosened at all since I got it. Just a little looser than the other one. It's not a huge issue. But I'm waiting for the Goldbug, and here is SHINEBUG. He's great. I love the look of him. He's got a nice Goldbug look to him. I love the head sculpt. He does have a ball-jointed head here, so he can look all around, which is nice. Ball-jointed shoulders, as well as that hinge there for transformation. Bicep swivel. He's got the joint here and the joint here. He does not have a wrist swivel, but he doesn't really need one. It'd be nice, but not the end of the world. He does have a waist swivel here. He's got the ball-jointed hips. Actually, they're universal hips. They go this way and this way, but they're not a ball joint. Thigh swivel, a knee hinge, and again, you can get some more room out of that knee hinge. And again, you can flip it. That may be for combined mode, folding these down, but you can also move that out of the way to get a little bit more forward motion as well out of that. It does have ankle tilts and forward and backward ankle movement there. Actually, that looks like that's a ball joint there, plugging into the back of the ankle right there. And of course, then he's got his heel, and you've got a little bit of range of motion there in the toe as well. So yeah, all in all, really nice little version of Goldbug. Like I said, I think this guy looks great. I think he may be my favorite of this series from ToyWorld. He looks great. I really, really like this guy. So I'm glad to see him here. Real quick, we'll do some size comparisons here. Here he is with ToyWorld's Orion, who has been one of the things that I felt was missing from the IDW comics is when they did the Death of Optimus Prime a few years back, that kind of kick-started Robots in Disguise and More Than Meets the Eye on their respective quests, and you know, spun off those comics. The whole point was that Orion or Optimus Prime had renounced his leadership and left Cybertron, and went out into the cosmos as no longer Optimus Prime, but just as Orion Pax. And I was always a little sad that they never... He showed up a couple times to further the main story, and then he came back to Cybertron and he was Optimus Prime again. And I really wish we'd gotten some Orion Pax out in the cosmos kind of doing his own thing. So I've always had him posed on the shelf with all the other throttle bots from ToyWorld, because they were his kind of like crew. Like I figured Orion Pax flew off and ran into the throttle bots, who are still out in the cosmos somewhere from when they found Metroplex back in Spotlight Metroplex. And so I just kind of assumed he met up with them and carried them around. Like maybe that's where they got the combiner tech. But they were kind of his exploratory crew with Orion Pax. So that's kind of been my headcanon for a while. And I'm glad that he looks really good with Orion there. That is the render form head on the Orion Pax. That's not the original head that came with it. With the other throttle bots, here he is with Grindrod. Back these up a little bit here. Trace and... Where'd Aurora go? Oh, there he is. Let's say, I know I had him. He was just sitting right over there. And Aurora, so there's the 4 of them. And we'll show off when we do side load here in a minute. We'll have all 5 of them, I promise, in the set with in the video with them. And for the sake of Bumblebees, here he is with Masterpiece Bumblebee, and I think that works. And here he is with this This was my stand-in. I've had him standing in with the ThrottleBots for a while because he looks actually pretty decent with the ThrottleBots as well. Although I do like SHINEBUG a lot better. But this is the United Bumblebee that came with the gold paint, again with the Renderform head and gun set to make him into Goldbug. Now that SHINEBUG's here, he's obviously going to replace that on my shelf. He'll go back on my other shelf in the computer room. But honestly, I like that because SHINEBUG works great with the ThrottleBots. But I think these two look like they could be from the same line as Bumblebee and Goldbug, so I'm okay with that. So yeah, there's SHINEBUG. He's like I said, he's worth picking up. Even if you don't collect the whole combiner guy, I realize you will get a lot of combiner parts with him. You might be able to find somebody to sell just the combiner parts to. I don't know, especially if somebody is looking for an extra foot. And pieces for Aurora, if they don't have a grind rod. But just on his own, he's great. Like, even if you don't collect, like I said, the whole set of 6 ThrottleBots, SHINEBUG is the shiniest of the 6 so far. And unless Expressway does something to just blow my mind, he is going to remain my favorite of the ToyWorld ThrottleBots. Really great. Definitely worth picking up. Get him. Hey guys, just a quick update to SHINEBUG here. I'd forgotten, these panels on the back, in the original video I left them up, they do slide on this pin under here, where they swing out. You can see right there on the back of the leg. They do slide down on this metal pin, so they sit on the back of the leg. They don't sit up all the way behind the thigh, way up here like they were in the video. Just a quick little update on that. I want to make sure that got shown off. So yeah, again, SHINEBUG is great. Here he is with the whole crew. Definitely worth picking up these guys up. ToyWorld's really knocking it out of the park with these figures lately. Like all 6 of these guys you see here are just excellent. So yeah, even if you don't get the whole team, SHINEBUG is a gleaming gem in the middle of them. Definitely worth nabbing.